Teammates, please start recording also.
Yeah, yeah. Start.
My screen is visible, right?
Yes, it is visible.
Yes.
Yes, it visible.
Okay. Ritika, you may begin.
Yeah, yeah. So our topic is face detection and recognition for smart attendance system, and the group members present are myself, Ritika Andhare, Akansha Bagele, and Ankita Tiwari. Our project was guided by Professor Yasugde sir. So I'll go further. Ankita, next screen. Yeah. So the problem definition for our project is to implement a web application which will help make the attendance system more reliable, less time consuming through facial recognition. So basically what we are going to do is we are going to create a web application for our attendance system. So for this we are going to use facial recognition. So this is the whole problem definition of our project. Next slide. Yeah. So the objective, what is the objective of this project? So it is to build an attendance management system with the help of face detection. So basically, what is the natural way?
Wait,
What is,
wait, wait.
yes, yes, sir.
Kale madam is not there here.
Sir, madam is
Sir,
present.
yeah. I am there. Yeah, I have logged in with some different name.
Okay,
So,
okay, 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 madam.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah. So what is the natural way that we use is the manual way. We just pass this attendance sheet and everybody signs it. It is actually time consuming. There are also chances of getting proxy and everything. So through this, what is the main objective is uh, to reduce the time of attendance system, and through through face detection we can do that. So face detection, owing to difficulty in manual as well as other traditional means of attendance system during the practical and maintaining the computer user data. So in this we are going to maintain the data of present and absent students. So and this way it becomes easier for the staff members also to maintain the data. Provide an automated attendance system that is practical, reliable, and eliminate disturbance and time loss of traditional attendance system. As I said, traditional attendance system is time consuming, so through this it is less time consuming. Present a system that can accurately evaluate students performance depending on the recorded attendance rate. So at the end of the month, every staff member have to make the list of defaulter students and everything. So in this you directly get the record of student, like for how many lectures he or she was present and everything. You don't have to keep all those bunch of papers with you to record everything. You just have everything handy on the web application. Next slide. Yeah. So the introduction of our project, to change the traditional system of taking attendance. As I said earlier, it is time consuming, so we need to change that. We will take students' picture with different facial expression, different angles, and store it in the database. So how is the system going to work? So basically, what we are going to do is we are going to take students' pictures from different face angles and different face expressions, so that everything is stored in database with their PRN number. PRN number is going to be their unique ID. So with their PRN number and everything, it is going to be stored in a database. So when the staff member takes the picture of the class, it goes and it checks with the database. So even if your face is side face or anything in the pictures in the classroom, there are going to be pictures with different angles which are going to be stored in database. So it is going to detect your face and it is going to mark your attendance. So photos will be captured by faculty member for each lecture. So the faculty member have to take the picture of each lecture, and once logged in, the faculty member will upload the photo. The number of faces will be detected and will be shown. So once the faculty member uploads that picture on the web application, it will match those pictures with the database, and it is going to mark the students that are present in the class while comparing with the database, and it will mark those students present. The student details will be given in such a way that it describes the student name and registration number. Everything of the students will be present, their email ID, their name, and everything else, and it will be stored with their unique ID, which is PRN number. The program then compares the faces with one already present in the database and sends the result to the local host server for further processing. As I said, the pictures will be compared with the database and the result will be stored. Next slide. So the system architecture. What is the system architecture? It is a 3-tier architect. It includes client-side scripting, which for this there is user interface for the front end. For that we are using Flask, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then there is server-side scripting. This is for business and application layer. There is core logic. The core logic is face detection and face recognition, which we are going to do in Python. And then there is persistent storage layer. So what is this? This is basically our database. So database is going to be in MySQL. Next slide. Yeah. So this is the diagrammatic flow, how it is going to work. So the teacher is supposed to take the picture of the student and upload it on the application layer. Application layer is database. So in the database there is already stored with unique IDs. As I said, unique ID is PRN number, and the faces will be detected from the database with the uploaded image, and then those students will be marked present on the user interface. And with that, once those are marks, it is going to show the UI on the UI is the result, where it is going to show the students present and absent, and this will be available only for the faculty member, and faculty member is the person who captures the image. So this is how the diagrammatic flow of our project is going to work. Next slide. So the literature survey. So the literature survey, the papers that we went through. So this was the first paper. It was study of implementing automated attendance system using face recognition techniques. So in this paper, it describes how to take students attendance through facial recognition. The face recognition with the help of principal components. In this paper, after reading this paper, we've got the idea about how it is going to work, how the facial recognition thing works. The second paper was face recognition technique using local binary pattern method. In this, they have used the principal component analysis and conventional neutral network. So we are also going to use the CNN. So in that way, in this paper, the description about that was given. The third paper was implementation of face recognition algorithm for biometric based time attendance system. In this paper, proposes a model for implementing an automated attendance management system for student of a class by making use of facial recognition techniques by using eigenface value, principal component, and CNN. So in this, they have used different kind of facial recognition, that was eigenface values, PCA, and CNN. So different kind of algorithms were used in this paper, from where we got the idea of the different algorithms. The fourth paper was comparison of HAR-like LBP and HOG approach to concrete and alpha state runway detection in high resolution image. This paper introduces a new approach in automatic attendance management system extended with computer vision algorithm. So this uses the computer vision algorithm, and it proposes the real-time face detection algorithm integrated on existing management system. So it gives the real-time face detection algorithms. Next slide. So the fifth paper was face recognition for attendance system detection. It is to get the best facial recognition algorithm, eigenface and Fisher face provided by OpenCV. So here the algorithm that were used were eigenface and Fisher face, and they were provided in OpenCV. Through this paper we got the idea about that. And the last paper was face recognition based attendance system using ML. So in this, how how we can use ML for the facial recognition, to perform facial recognition and face detection algorithm to provide computer system ability to recognize the human face and precisely the image or video that the system is used, and it is going to use the factors about ML. Through this paper we got the idea about that. Next paper. Next slide. Who's going? Akansha?
I think I will be taking over.
Okay.
So, very good morning to both the staff members. Today, our project is based on face detection and recognition. So, for achieving this, these are walk through working flow of the system. So initially we will be creating a database which will have students, information of student with the unique ID. As previously mentioned, the unique ID will be the PRN number of each student, as it varies and it's never duplicated. Next, we will be creating an user interface where the teachers will be given the facility to upload the group photo, upload the images plus detail of student also. So these are the things which will be given on the user interface. Next, all the group photos which are uploaded one by one, like during every detection time, it will be stored in our local. I will be showing you as we go ahead. And now for face detection, we are going to use Viola-Jones face detection algorithm. There is a reason why we have choose this specific algorithm, whereas there are quite trending ones also. Moving ahead, I will explain you. Next, we are going to do segmented images for face detection. It means after detection in a group photo, the faces will be detected, but we want to segregate that images. So segmentations we will be doing using a scatter logic. Next, we will be doing face recognition, and for this, the logic which we are using is face encoding. And after that, we will be analyzing all the face detection. Recognition will have, after face recognition will have two types of marking, that is true and false. This is basically 0, 1. And for representation purpose, we will be having it as absent and present. So as represented, absent will be 0, present will be 1. In a binary format, it is explained here. Now, and after everything is done, teachers will be having the facility to download the Excel so that they can keep a record at any place where they find it convenient. So moving ahead with the first phase, which is a very important database. So for database, we will be having, we have created a file with the help of Python, and for MongoDB database we are going to use. And for saving images, we are allowing PNG, JPG and JPEG. These three types of format we have allowed, and ahead I will show you. Even the Excels are stored and teachers can download it. So that is about the database. This is how the UI interface will be for teachers to add any student detail, and teachers can upload as many, like student class strength is above 50, the teachers can upload, but its only criteria is that teachers will have to do this 50 times to upload the 50 students. So once uploaded all this thing, the teachers will save it and it will be stored in the database. So this is something how it looks on the database appearance. It will be in a key value pair. Okay, once it is done, let's go. Now our interface starts. So image acquisition, basically what it means, an interface where we will be providing the image, because before starting this system to work, we need to provide an image that is a group image. So we are going to provide an image. This will be the screen which will pop up to the teachers. They need to upload an image, and the group photo will be uploaded here, on which the face detection and analysis will take place. Once uploaded, the system will start detecting how many faces it found. If you can have a focus here, found 6 faces in the images. What it does, it recognizes the faces are detected. Now it scatters and saves it in the system. This is how face detection will work after image acquisition. Okay, now let's go with the various algorithms which we have seen before choosing the Viola's algorithm. We had eigenface, distributed based, that is Fisher's, neural networks, and Haircast. We have chosen Haircascade, though it is older than the neural network distributed based, but it is still very efficient in perspective of detecting the face. Okay, it is like it detects the faces based on the features, and it detects a feature. Okay, let's move ahead. I will explain you how this Haircascade works. So face detection workflow. So this is how the workflow is there. Student image is uploaded, image is uploaded, group photo, edge detections are done on the photo, like individual photo detection is done. And after Haircascade, like hair features, what it does, it is used to detect the presence of the features in the given image, and these features are detected based on dark and light region. Moving ahead, I will show you a picture to demonstrate that. And then it produces a single value by taking the sum of light and dark intensities, and then it gives us an overall result. Now next, what comes? AdaBoost. AdaBoost is for the purpose of choosing the best features and training for the best classifier purpose. So here we classify the best images. so that because when we are detecting, we get a random sum of images detected, and we need to choose out the best face detected to move ahead. So this is how the detection is gonna work, and after that we will be going ahead to, let's see the algorithm. This is how the algorithm is there.
Turn on your camera, all 3 students.
Okay, it's on. So how the system works for hair cascade, what it happens, it starts scanning the image from the top left to bottom right. It moves in a horizontal manner from top to bottom, top left to bottom right. Now what happens, it takes an image, it starts detecting the images, and wherever is point out the images, it starts forming a rectangular box showing that it has detected an image, and hence it marks it out. This is how, and this loop continuously goes, and as I said, it moves from top to bottom, so it continuously moves and it detects each face one by one as it moves. So this is how the algorithm is going to work. Moving ahead, these are the various applications. We will go ahead after that. Let's see face detection in action. This is one of the photo which I had uploaded for the experiment purpose. The green boxes which you can see appearing on the faces of each, this is what, with the help of face detection, we have detected the images. So this is how the detection works. Once detection is done, we are also scattering it. So this is something how it is scattered. The scattered images are stored in a folder, as I showed you. In a local folder, it will create a folder with today's date, time stamp, so the teachers can load multiple images in one day, multiple group photos for attendance. So this will have a separations it will create by using date, time stamp. Thus we are creating a folder, and these images are having random images names which won't affect ahead. Okay, so face detection is done via face scattered. In detail, this is how hair-like feature works. What it does, it checks the presence. When the photo is there, it dark and light. How should I explain? Consider this is my eyes. So eyes, it's dark. Below that there is a light area. So this is the manner how it detects. So it does 2 types of detection. Detects it at edge level and at line level. So hair-like feature detection is done here. Then an integrated, the rectangle boxes which were shown before with the green color is being created with the help of integral image. It sums up the light and dark and then forms a box around it. So this is AdaGhost. It trains multiple time. The reason because we are not having in one go the strongest image classifier. What it does, it trains all these weak classifiers are continuously grasped, and again at the end it has been combined together to give the best strongest classifier. So it trains continuously to give us the best output of the classification for the detected image. And this is how the an overflow type of cascade I'm showing you. These are the images. So we train it. Then the cascade classifier, it has multiple stages inside it to get the best output. And then we get an output in a best format. This is what cascade classifier does. It multiple time checks the weak classifiers to get the strongest one. This is a complete image format. You can check it out. This is how it has done multiple layers of classification inside it to give us a final detection. So this is how face detection ends here. I would like Akansha to pick up the face recognition part before going with the demonstration.
Yeah. So after face detection, we have to recognize our faces for attendance management system. So after face detection, we scatter the images after detection of group photos. Then we have to do a feature extraction, which will use local binary patterns like linear combination of features like eyes, ages, lips, nose. So it will scatter all the binary patterns and it will extract the faces. Then we will do a feature classification using a machine learning algorithm to classify our to classify our features, and we will train and test our database earlier, so we could just recognize the face easily. Then we will compare the images with our data set, that is trained data set, and compares them with the mean of images, like training sets. Then we will generate the attendance in an like an attendance sheet. Next. Yeah, so we are using random image cropping, like patch. We are cropping the images in a patches. We are we are using recap algorithm in this to classify recognize the image. We will patch and crop the images in 4 parts, and we will aggregate these images and perform the recognition part and matches with our training data sets. Next. So so here how it looks like it will patch with the 2D face, and then if they will match with the 3D faces, and it will generate an output. Next. Yeah, so here we have used patching algorithm because so here is accuracy is greater as compared to other algorithms, and it's here we have used CNN algorithm to compute easily, because classifier works easily, works best on our training data set. Next. Yeah. Face here is face descriptive. So after executing a result, here we will get like a PRN image. After recognizing our faces, here we will get PRN number, name, and PRN of image, and it will show us an output. We will demonstrate further. Yeah. Next. Yeah, so here is a patch cropping and encoding algorithms. Here we will use stat patching encoding and dynamic patch encoding. So it uses a 2D CNN to encode the static information, and it will store each patches in multi-dimensional vectors. So it will match with our database which is trained. So that's static patch encoding, and then dynamic patch encoding. It is a 3D CNN encode dynamic information, and it is also stored in a m-dimensional vector representation to store a local patches. Next. Yeah, so it will just convert the patches in 4 parts, like eyebrow, nose, teeth, and lips. So it will classify as in a static and dynamic, and after cropping the patches, it will analyze and recognize the faces. Next. So after patching and encoding algorithm, it will like look like this, one patches like this. Next. Yeah. So patching is done with the after for our whole face, like for detecting number of images, we will perform a patches, identify the patch location to aim the cover specific parts, and performs cropping over that part, and using the same identified location in our data set will match with the data, and we will recognize the face as in this part of image. It is located in our database. So it will go on the loops for different photos. Next. So the limitation of our project is the system don't recognize properly in a poor light, so it will give us a false result. Sometimes some brightness issue over there, so we couldn't recognize properly. So after that, it only detect a face from limited distance with some specific angle. Suppose we have to detect a face, so we have to maximum 1 classroom distance is limited over here. Next. Yeah, so application of this program is like we can use in a classroom for taking an attendance, like reducing a proxy, decreases the false attendance system. In some places like security, counter terrorism, and ATM machine and healthcare, we can also use this further this project.
Yeah, well done. Very well explained. Literature survey strong. You have done it. Okay. Very focused papers you have selected, and in a tabular format you have compared. So that's really appreciated. Short and crispy way you have explained so many things, like so many algorithms. So there is a huge efforts taken at the back end, we can understand. What kind of test cases you have applied to your model, and what is your observation?
Okay, so ma'am, answering your questions, meanwhile I will also run the code to demonstrate you. For test cases, presently we had used at the max 15 people we have kept in the database, and with 3, 5, such random number of picks which we could collect, we have used it for checking how the face detection and recognition work. So what we concluded after doing all the testing with images and everything is that our system works well enough with the detection system. As for the recognition system, it's at a 60% accuracy only, so we need to improvise it even more with the highly CNN, more improved CNN we need to use. Presently what we are using is an artificial neural network, that is a part of CNN which we are using. So modifying it, we need to improvise it. For test cases, we have used split images 4, 6 we have taken a database of maximum 15 presently as per the collections we had of images. So let me take a image. If I take a very big image, it will take very long time for loading. But so for initial demonstration, I will take a small image, and then again I will do a demonstrator with large image, where we can wait for a long time. So this is how the system works. This is a UI where image we are putting, and it's a very initial step. And then once it is put, this is how it happens. It starts detecting the images, and if an image is detected, it starts scattering it afterwards, and it stores. Now I will also show you, now it's what you can see, this is recognition is happening, but before that let me show you how these things are stored in the local part. So this is how now what happened when you uploaded an image, there is this image continuously changes, face detected, that it starts detecting, and it's locally shown on the outcast part, and from here these images are scattered. But also we are storing a copy of uploaded image in our folder, as I will show you. This is an image database. We are having all the images stored. We have not entered any images in the database on our own, means directly drag and drop. We have everything done with the database. I will upload and show you one image also to demonstrate. Uploads. What happens in upload every day? Now I tested it before also, so it is creating a folder with that date, and it's showing today is 16th. So this is what is happening today. So on 16th we have uploaded an image at a timestamp of 12:09:50 seconds. So this is the image. This is the original image you can have. So teachers won't lose the group photos also. They can use it for multiple purpose also. So that is one advantage which we get. So this is how upload works. This is the database. Attendance record, I will come back afterwards. Now what happened, whatever is uploaded, outside a folder is created with today's date and timestamp, where we are having all the scattered images. So we had 6 images, 6 or 5, I don't know, yeah. So 6 images were detected. So this is the detection. It has detected all the 5 cases. Few defects which it has, because of that some random images also picked. So this is how the scattered image. And now what happens, this recognition. Now this as this was going on, recognition is completely done over the PRN number. Like the images, scattered image, whatever number let it be, it is gonna be used inside a for loop, and that for loop will be it will be tested with all the PRN number which will have image and everything, and then match it. If it matches, it says yeah, the image is matched somewhere with some image, it will say true, and it is saying that it is matched to this PRN number. For verification purpose, I have also demonstrated the image here, name. So this PRN number which belongs to Mayuri, one girl, demonstrate. Next image, again we have put it, again tested. If it is found, then again it showcase. In this manner, it keeps checking all the images, and the ones which it doesn't found, it will say false. There is a case, right? Because that was not actually a face. So it detected that it didn't match also to any system. So it gave a false, and hence there is no comparison to it. So once all the detection is completed, yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, as you mentioned, you have used for loop. Probably, is this the reason? Because as you said, 15 samples you have trained as of now. So,
Yes.
since it is for loop, is this the reason that it is increasing your time complexity?
Yeah, the reason I will tell you exactly, because what is happening, we need to go, each scattered image needs to go to the loop. And if it is found at the very first stage, it is a linear search, because if it is found at the very first stage, it ends the loop, it goes out, it takes the new image and starts again recognizing. But if it doesn't found in first two, then it will go on as per the database, because it is a linear search which we have applied.
So,
And hence
what?
it takes.
Yeah, since you have that capability, so I'm just asking you, the work you have
Yes.
done is great, but what will be the best optimized search technique which you can apply in future for this project, which can reduce your time period? Within just few seconds you are getting the matching label.
Ma'am, till what we have done the analysis, and the reason we choose linear regression, because we found it the best fit. There is a reason, because images are needed to be recognized. So what we can do best is not change the linear regression at present as per what our conclusions and observations were there, but we can improvise our face recognition, because when it is going inside the for loop, inside their face recognition is acting on per image. So if we can improvise our face recognition system, automatically the loops will run more fast.
Okay, fine, great. So earlier, so what I understand that you have trained your system with 15 sample. Each sample is associated with PRN number as a label.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So basically your project have two major modules. One is face detection and the other is face matching.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So for face detection, for retrieving the features, you have mentioned 4 different techniques. Okay. So eigenface, distribution, neural network, and Haar cascade. Okay, you have mentioned clearly that Haar cascade you have opted. So, what is your observation that why eigenface probably may not be appropriate for this application, or distribution or neural network may not be appropriate for this, and you have decided to opt Haar cascade for feature extraction? Over to you.
Yes. The reason we have taken Haar cascade as compared to Eigen is quite good, because it does a analysis over the whole faces, like dot dot dot. It analyzes the distance, and then it's very good. But we didn't choose it because it lacks in detection when it comes to pose. Like as you saw the faces now, which the images which are put, it has multiple directions people are seeing just to get the selfie, right? Since it was a selfie images, but Eigen lacks while detecting the faces based on their pose. That's the reason we rejected that. And since when we are taking a photo in class, obviously some people will be bending from this side, some will be straight. So here the Eigen will fear itself in detecting all the images. So what will happen if we take Eigen-faced detection system? It will recognize at the max 50 when the strength has been increased a lot. This is where we rejected it, because pose is a very important criteria. There are different criterias, like there are also images can be detected based on skin color, faces, and then distancing, poses. These were the features. So what we found the best was the positioning, like it should accept in any angle the image. That's why we have taken Haar cascade instead of Eigen, which is new compared to Haar cascade algorithm. And even the researches which we read has been, there are some researches which has been done over the comparison over face detection. So even they have concluded that Haar cascade, though it is an old algorithm, but still it is strongest for detecting. And if it is combined with neural networks, it even gets even stronger. So that was the reason we took it as a strong bonding. And as my checkup also, like my testing were also going in, I found out that actually it detects a maximum. Few unwanted images are also taken, but while recognition that can be ignored obviously. and it doesn't showcase also that. So detection is at a 80% accuracy it gives us.
Okay, so as you mentioned, the Haar cascade will start from top left and
Yes.
it will reach till bottom right.
Right.
Okay, so whenever the first iteration is happening, first horizontal transition from left to right, first transition from left to right, and the
Yes.
second transition from left to right. So the width or the height rather, height between first transition and the second transition. Are you getting my point?
Yes, yes, yes.
The first, I repeat, from left to right, the first transition, and left to right, the second transition. The height between these two, can you decide the shift width or the height of this? Because that will matter a lot
Right.
in terms of time complexity specifically.
Right,
Okay,
ma'am.
the
Yes.
higher the value, probably you may miss any phase. The lower
Right.
the value of that shift
No,
width.
ma'am, here you have got one thing wrong. That hair cascade, once the images are right, you said the detection will be happening. After that, it scans and it take out the images and point it out. And after that, inside it, whatever is pointed out in the rectangular box, it starts scanning it even more.
Correct. But if this width is too high, there is huge gap between first iteration and second iteration. You
Right.
may miss any phase.
Right.
And if it is too less, then probably time required may be more.
Yes, this is a drawback in that. Right.
Okay. So what is the optimized value of shift width which you have observed is giving you best accuracy?
We have not set a certain height or anything, but we have set one thing, that wherever the image is detected, around it will check for at least maximum 2 to 3 images, or for 2 to 3, like it detects around itself also for the images. That is how we have detected that none of the faces are getting missed because of these too much images being together.
Okay, great. So,
Yeah.
when again talking about face detection, so is it that it start with any particular feature, let's say nose of that person, and then it grows to a higher, because you have mentioned that you are cropping the thing, and so that crop size will start from bottom, that is, let's assume that bottom is nose, and from nose you are expanding till the sample is matching with your training data.
No. What happens? The recognition system. Let me open the detected image. So this is how the detected image is there. So it starts scanning at this very top. It will start scanning like this. It will go on. If it detects any image, it goes inside that. Then cascade classifier and the AdaBoost, the words which I used inside that algorithm which comes, what it does, whenever it is recognizing a face, inside that it continuously classifies itself to get a strongest classifier inside it. It strongly recognizes whether it is detected properly or not. It continuously, multiple times it scans it out.
Okay, again from top left to bottom right.
Yes, it multiple times, because if I say only one scan is giving a result, and then obviously we are not even gonna get 5% accuracy. So it multiple time it recognizes it, and while it is doing multiple time inside it, continuously looping, which is doing inside the hair cascade, it recognizes the best fit. Like what happens multiple time when it is doing, some of the things will be overlapping again and again, and then it takes it out the best one.
Yeah. I think you have shown one diagram where stack of images you have shown, and that.
Right. And also, I can demonstrate you an image for this. This is something I had just done. This is how this hair cascade moves. It start moving like dark pattern. It is having two ways of detecting, that is edge detection and line detection. So it moves in this manner to a face. Once it detects it, once it recognizes that yes, this is the face detected by it, for overall group, it start internally doing this thing, cascading part.
So it is not just the face, but you are trying to cover all the associated part also along with the face.
Right, and hair cascade, but it only detects like the facial features are only detected by it.
Yeah, so it is because probably in the pose, wherever his blue shirt is there, there might be another face in the front. So it has to scan all the parts to understand whether any other face is missing or not. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And if, as you have shown one picture in which, let's say, if it is in the selfie mode, so probably the one who is taking selfie, the size of his or her face may be larger.
It happens the same. Like these are the face detection. If I open these images, you will see some like a pop-up image. This is like quite big, and this is little small, and the person was very far. He's very small.
Yeah. So size doesn't matter.
No, size is not a criteria for it. But yes, while we see the end results, it is also said that detection is best fitted if we are giving an image and the clarity lacks in the image. Then for small image it's best, and if you can get a clear image of the big ones also, then it will work even in that for detection purpose.
Okay, so how much accuracy at present you are getting it?
For detection we are getting 80% accuracy even for the large photos.
Okay, and for matching?
Matching we are getting 60% accuracy only at present. We are lacking inside this part where the loop, because of internally going the loop, it's getting disturbed at a point where recognition, though we have used a CNN, but CNN is not at its strongest peak. We need to add multiple hidden layers to it to get a better recognition system.
Yeah, and how is your inference that if hairstyle is different, makeup is there, without makeup, then dressing sense, okay, the way she or he dressed, okay,
yes.
And many other things, because
these are the criteria which is resulting in our face recognition to drop to 60% and not give us the 80%. Face is getting recognized, but it's not completely able to detect it because of the expressions or specs or any such reasons.
Okay, so do you have to run this script on Google Colab to get the resources hired for freely, but still do you observe that on laptop the RAM, which is the amount which you are having, your RAM capacity, that is not that sufficient to run?
I will tell you the reason why we are getting this accuracy. 60% accuracy is achieved with the help of my laptop, which is having 12 GB RAM at present. But my laptop lacks the graphic interface, and graphic interface plays a very major role when it comes for recognition part also, because it boosts the system at a drastic level. Even if I use Google Colab, better than that, the graphic interface can give us the recognition, results.
Okay, so you run this script on your laptop only, which is having 12 GB RAM?
Yeah, this is running in my laptop. I have created a virtual environment because of which my other things are not gonna hampered or anything. And if any errors happen, everything is happening in one single folder itself. So a virtual environment I have created, and in which this whole code is running also.
Okay, so how much duration for these 15 samples with 12 GB RAM it is taking? Just an approximate duration. What are the arguments which you have passed in terms of number of epochs and all those?
Yes.
Over to you.
Yeah. So what happens if detection? It will take at the max. If 15 images, it took at the max 1.2 seconds. I'm not exactly accurate with the image, but it is between 1 to 2 minutes. For 15 images. Once the images are detected, because as it is getting detected, it is also getting stored also in a local. So it takes 2 minutes, and after that the recognition starts. And recognition takes time, because as I told, it goes in a linear route. So after one is completed, then only the second image is used. There is no parallel recognition.
Yeah. So Ritika, what is the learning from this project? And what are the challenges you have faced?
Ma'am, the challenges was about the recognition and everything, about selecting the algorithm. That was the start of the project, and that was challenging for us to select the algorithm because there were different algorithms. As we said, there was eigen phase, and then there was Haar cascading, and then we had to compare all those algorithms and then decide which was the best for us. So that was one difficulty that we faced, and the other was other is the time consuming. That is what is another difficulty that we faced. And through this project we've learned a lot about CNN and different algorithms and how face recognition and everything works. Like we see on daily basis, like they also like nowadays our phones are also with facial recognition and stuff, but we don't know how it works. So through this project we got to know how it works and what all work goes behind it. So these are the things that we learned and the difficulties that we faced.
Okay, great. Any paper publication, Akanksha, or exhibition participation? Yeah.
Yeah, we have published our paper in IJSRET, for that is our International Journal of Scientific Research and Engineering Trends. So we have published the paper over there, and currently we have participated in project competition, but we haven't received any mail regarding that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, Kiran sir. Your girls have done wonderful job. It's like a post-graduation level work. They have done it. So
Thank you.
amazing, amazing. Okay.
Ma'am, few things which were left. This is these few features which were left to show. I wanted to show, like
Yeah.
when the
Yeah.
attendance record is represented here, teachers can view the image which they have uploaded also. So even they can view, and even they can download the Excel. And this Excel, it is by default creating its own Excel inside that local part only. But also teachers can download, and this download will go to their downloads folder. I downloaded twice, that's why it came twice. So here they can get it downloaded in their local, and they can open it, and this is wait, it will take. They can open it, and they can also take it anywhere where they want to save it.
And we can print this Excel sheet also.
Yeah, and it represents as like all. Okay, great. All the 5 images were checked also, that this time it gave 100% accuracy actually, the recognition. And those who were not recognized or those who were not present in the email, they will be marked as absent. So this is an Excel format for teachers usage purpose we have given ahead. And apart from this is what comes as the attendance record. Apart from that, we have given the teachers the facility to add any student. If required, I will demonstrate it also. Teachers can add and save it. And once uploaded, without uploading image, teachers can also check like who all are in my database. These are the students I have saved in my database. These are the peoples, their roll number, their name, email ID, mobile, gender. Only this much I have put it at present. So all the images, and these are the default images which I have uploaded while creating the database. So this is a checkup for them. They can have it. Even the paper publication I have attached to this link itself.
Yeah, we hope that this product will be useful for us soon, because we are also eagerly waiting for face-to-face classroom sessions
Yes,
and
ma'am.
taking the actual real-time pose a common of the classroom.
Also,
actually.
now we are planning to make it a proper. At present, it is completely a full stack application. Now, if I can show you it in mobile view also, like in browser, it shows in this way, but still I will show you. This is how, like, this is Galaxy. Okay, I will just show you how it looks in Galaxy. This is a table with scroll feature. And if I go to the landing page, it is a mobile responsive application we have made. So teachers, if once it is made active live, teachers can open this link in their mobile. At that time, when they capture the image with their mobile, directly they can upload it here, like how they do on WhatsApp. So we have made it a full stack application with mobile responsiveness.
So Akanksha, if you think in the, if you revert back, okay, and think of, let's say June 2020, you have started this, okay, this project, okay. Probably seminar we will neglect and we will say that June 2020 you have started. Now it is June 2021. So if you revert back, what corrections you feel you should have done it, so that the result which you got it now, probably you might got it earlier.
Yeah, there are lots of algorithm over there. So it's so picky. It's so difficult to pick a proper algorithm for detection and recognition. So because of online purpose, we don't have more than images for our application. Like we are in a different home, so we are unable to access different photos of different peoples. So it's quite complicated.
Okay, so what is the best method to select the optimized algorithm for your data set? Because every time the data set might be different from application to application point of view, from user to user point of view. So what is the best? And we are assured that we will choose the best algorithm as you have shown the result now. If we want within minimum efforts and time, we should be able to choose this combination of Har Cascade and your recap. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, Har Cascade is used multiple times in lots of research publication. So we have used Har Cascade for basic understanding, and we have study papers for Har Cascades. So Har Cascade has an inbuilt feature, so it will give us accuracy. But the recap is currently developing. That patch encoding algorithm is currently developing, so it's quite complicated for recognition part, and it's like we got a 60% accuracy for that.
no, that's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
No worries about it.
Yeah.
What I want to ask is that when I ask you about eigenface, you have the answer. That means you have tried, na?
Yeah.
So probably when I ask about distribution, you have the answer. So trying and testing each algorithm, checking the accuracy. So this is the only way, a kind of brute force approach to decide that best algorithm will be Har Cascade.
Yeah, we have just tried two algorithms, that is eigenfaces and Har Cascade. We have a lot of more algorithms, but we have choose Har Cascade because we have just tested eigen and Har Cascade. Eigen facing some issues were detection for like scanning all images like front end faces. So it complicated in eigenfaces, so we decided to choose Har Cascade over here.
Okay, so from my side, a round of applause for Ritika, Akanksha and Ankita. Great efforts. Congratulations, sir, being their guide from almost 1.5 years. You are guiding them and they have shown wonderful result. Wish you good luck for your future, girls. Over to you, Kiran, sir. From my side, that's all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. A lots of question will be asked. Lots of question is asked to the students. So my side there are little bit questions are there. That is, when you select the type of select the image, have you decided what are the different types of image you have to upload it?
Yes, sir. As I previously told, we have kept the criteria for PNG, JPG, and JPEG. These three types we have allowed because mobile by default captures either in PNG or in JPG. These are the two criteria that mobile follows. And we are not keeping any GIF or anything because those are not images, those are like a video. And this system is already developed quite from time for videos, but we are making it something which is handy for teachers. Instead of camera or anything, they can just use their mobile at their hand. So JPG and PNG are the formats which are applicable.
Okay, and have you decided the size of image here when you upload this image?
As we told you, sir, the image, if the clarity is there in image, it can detect it even if image is little big enough. Like we have taken an image size for testing in between, though the images were not in the database for faces, but random checking, even 1250 pixel into 950 pixel, like width into length. This big height image, width and height image also I have uploaded and checked. Detection works for the image very well, and it's taking an accurate result.
Okay. If
Just the clarity is needed.
okay, if you capture that particular image, and after that you have to scatter the image.
Right.
So how the scatter will perform here?
Yeah. So how the scatter is performing in our system is once the images are detected, as I represented, we are having a box shaped in green color. So while scattering, it is scattering based on the boxes. It checks as soon as an edge of a rectangle or any point is retrieved, it start taking it from that point to the end point, and it results us in scattering that images.
Okay. So you have to choose here MongoDB database.
Yes, we have taken MongoDB. Initially, we started with MySQL, but again, when we see the trending things coming up, MongoDB is like completely online. We can have a lot of storage also there compared to having MySQL internally installed. And hence, teachers will have to do sometimes if they are using this application any coding part. What's the need? So we have taken MongoDB. The reason just let me show. The reason we choose MongoDB is so that teachers will have the facility to delete also anything from the database. My screen is visible, right? This is the MongoDB database. Now what happens? Teachers have entered the detail. Consider a student gets YD. Consider this Akshay Y got YD. So teachers want to remove this database because every time this person will be coming absent since he is not in the folio. Teachers have the facility just on the click, he or she can delete it. So that's the reason we switched from MySQL to MongoDB, as it is an advancing database, and it's completely cloud based. So we have large capacity to store here.
Okay. So here in this attendance sheet, it generates the report of that the individual one lecture.
Yes, one photo which is uploaded.
Okay. But in particularly class, there are the 5 or 6 lectures are there for per day.
Right.
Okay. So is there is facility university team to generate the report of 6 lecture at a time?
At a time, we don't have that feature, but we have segregated and made the folders in that way. All the things will be recorded with today's date and timestamp, today's date. So teachers can easily take it from there.
Okay.
Because each teachers are going to upload from their own site. So consider 2 lectures if teachers are taking also, still he or she will be taking the picture at one point for first lecture, and second lecture's photo will be at another point. So both are basically a different thing. At a combined point, it comes when the GFM or the classroom teacher who is responsible for all the students' detail, that person requires all the teachers' details. So at that point, all these images can be ahead while developing this application. We can make a UI interface where all the date-wise teachers, that GFM can have the access feature to each individual records of that date. We can advance this technology to that part also.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Ankita.
Yes.
Madam.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So can I conclude this presentation?
Sure, sir. Sure.
Okay, Ankita. So
Yes.
Ankita, Ritika, and Akanksha, all the best for your future life. Okay. So you can, after that presentation, you can share me the your recording.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Good day.
Thank you, ma'am.